There's something strange about coming back to a world you thought you understood. Maybe it's the way the Shroud moves at night now, or the sudden appearance of ruins that you swear weren't there before. Maybe it's that your weapons hum with energy you've never seen. Enshrouded hasn't just evolved, it's been reshaped. Update 6 Thralls of Twilight just dropped, and it's a game changer. Whether you are brand new or returning after a break, this is the moment to jump back in. A massive overhaul to systems, visuals, and gameplay has reshaped the world and made early game progression more satisfying than ever, but also added new endgame adventures for seasoned veterans. So today, we're breaking down why now is the perfect time to explore Enshrouded. And we're going to start with the world itself. Over 100 new points of interest have been added across Embervale, from small camps to full dungeon-style night temples with lore and loot. These aren't just decorative, they actively guide new players to explore and engage. But let's talk specifically about those Shroud areas first. These areas received a major update, making their fog denser, adding a spooky ambiance, and lowering visibility. But visuals aren't the only new thing with the Shroud. There are also 28 new crafting resources for things like Armor Tint, which we'll cover in customization, and Confusion Grenades, which can turn enemies against their brethren. And speaking of brethren, there are new Shroud enemies that are lurking within the fog. You have Flying Jellies, Predators, the Critter Queen, Tentacles, Brains, Fog Nest Drones, calcified melee foggers, a whole slew of ways for things to kill you, so you need to be on the lookout and make sure you keep your guard up. And also, the lighting system has been reworked, giving night and day a whole new tone. Fog effects are more dynamic, weather transitions feel more natural, and the world looks more alive than ever. This makes early exploration feel more rewarding and immersive, which is exactly what you want as an RPG player. And thanks to all of these additions, your journey has more meaningful waypoints and rewarding detours, helping the world feel less empty and more like a dynamic frontier. But that's not the only thing that's changed. Combat also got a serious upgrade with the weapon gem system. You'll start finding high rarity weapons with sockets that can be filled with powerful gems, each one giving different effects like causing your glider to explode upon landing or afflicting your enemies with a variety of debuffs and toxins. Now, legendary weapons aren't the only place that you can find sockets. You can also find these on low-level items as well. It's just more rare. So always keep your eye out. Make sure you kind of notice whenever an item has a socket. That way you can put one of these new weapon gems in it. And you're probably wondering, Vulkan, where do I get these gems? These will drop from elite enemies and can be slotted into weapons at something called a gem forge. So first starting out, you're going to find that basic socketed gear early on, but the true depth will kick in as you collect rarer gems, use gem forges, and build synergy into your loadout. Now remember, once you find a gem you like, you'll need to brave the Shroud to find upgrade materials to continue enhancing it. This system grows with you, letting you customize your combat style well into late game. It also provides a smoother sense of power progression. You feel your build sort of taking shape earlier, and then it stays relevant for endgame optimization. Now for me, my time with the game, I really like this particular gem. Whenever I kill something, it drops a health vial that when broken, it heals me. So for somebody returning to the game after a long break and who is pretty rusty, this is perfect. It allows me to stay topped off, and I get little kind of health boosts every now and then, especially if I'm fighting a boss that continues to summon adds. But next, I want to talk about one of the biggest shifts in the game. Update 6 changed how nighttime works. So before, night was just darker and more dangerous, but without much of a reason to brave it. Now, it is a golden opportunity. You have roaming patrols that are going to challenge you to stay alert. Wolf packs can be slain to collect piles of loot, and there are now 16 new night temples that add these sort of like mini dungeon encounters. Each one is full of traps, puzzles, but there are some very good rewards at the end, and it's up to you to go through, solve, and finish those. And then for the gatherers out there are some new unique plants that only bloom after dusk, unlocking new crafting possibilities for those brave enough to explore the darkness. So these systems encourage you to explore at night rather than skip it, and even in the early zones, these encounters will provide new players with solid gear and crafting components. This also adds a tactical layer. Do you want to explore during the day for general safety, or do you want to risk the night for better rewards? The choice is yours. Up next, I want to talk about one of the most requested features, and this isn't just Enshrouded. This is across any RPG, whether it's isometric, whether it's third person, open world, whatever it is, and that is player customization, specifically a barber. So for the first time, you can now customize your character mid-game in Enshrouded. The new NPC, Elio Ricci, lets you change hairstyles, facial features, and more. But beyond that, once you change how you look, you can now also tint your armor using over 40 different color palettes. This opens up a whole new layer of personalization, and to build off of that, you can now hide any part of your armor, not just your helmets and gloves. So for players who love to roleplay and want their gear to match their base aesthetic, this feature is a massive win. It's also just a small touch that makes your character truly feel more like yours, and gives you more incentive to chase armor sets early on, including 3 brand new armor sets that were added into the game with Update 6, Warrior, Ranger, and Mage. One of the shout outs I want to give is what they've done in terms of smoothing out some of the questing and things like that for all players. The experience around crafting, drop rates, all of that stuff has been refined. Quest objectives and explorations now guide you more naturally towards key systems like gliders, craftspeople, gear upgrades. Important things that are going to be big milestones for your adventure now are a little bit more visible and transparent. They also have added a bunch of different performance improvements, which is going to hopefully lead to smoother co-op sessions, less CPU load for hosts, and a more stable playthrough overall. So new players are going to benefit from clarity, and veterans will appreciate the polish. So what are we working towards, right? For those who are new and those who are looking at this video and they're like, should I play Enshrouded? I don't know. What are we working towards? We've talked about all the different things you can do with your character. We've talked about the different places you will go. But what does it all amount to? What's the peak that we're trying to reach? At Endgame, the weapon gem system becomes a core build tool. You'll be tuning weapons, unlocking new synergies, and chasing rare drops to perfect your kit. Then there's the Deep Shroud. It's a brutal zone filled with elite enemies and environmental challenges. Navigating it definitely means you need to prepare properly. You need to max out your flame upgrades, your buffs, fine-tune your builds, prep your consumables, make sure you are ready for an adventure. Then we have those night temples. These become full-on gauntlets that you need to overcome with tons of treasure waiting for you to collect at the end. And for those base builders out there, this becomes your strategic hub, outfitted with decorative and functional upgrades that support high-level play, crafting chains, storage optimization, aesthetic upgrades. Everything comes together as you move from survivor to master. So whether you're chasing top-tier loot or just want to see everything Embervale has to offer, the end game is rewarding enough. So in short, the farther you go, the more Enshrouded opens up. And to top all of that off, one of the best parts of Enshrouded is how well it works for both solo players and co-op groups, and Update 6 strengthens that. With better scaling for enemy encounters and loot designed for group synergy, the game is far more approachable. If you want to explore alone and build the perfect base, totally doable. You want to team up and take on harder content with your friends? Even better. So whether you're a new player bringing a friend along to experience something new, or if you're a seasoned veteran looking to expose someone to the world of Embervale, it's a great time to bring friends in and learn the ropes together. Now, before I wrap up, I wanted to leave the new players with some tips and tricks, along with a few things I learned from my time returning to the game. 1, new players, remember, combat in this game is not a hack and slash melee fest. While that might work early on, spend time understanding blocks, parries, movement, all of those things within combat, because it will help you a lot as you get into later areas and take on more advanced enemies. Number 2, veterans and new players. Because nighttime gives you some really rare resources that you don't want to miss, let's maximize that. Go into your settings and increase the nighttime duration to give yourself more time to collect and explore. Number 3, this is for everybody. Use map markers for everything. Whether they're pack wolf locations, chests you looted legendaries from, elite spawns, you name it, mark it, mark it, mark it. It just makes life easier that way. You can always go back and check it back out. So guys, to wrap, Update 6 brought something for everyone. Better onboarding, deeper combat, more to do across the board. So whether you're lighting your first flame or taking on the toughest night temples, now is the time to jump in. And if any of this is interested to you, check out the link in the description below to give Enshrouded a shot, because I don't think you guys will be disappointed. It's one of those few games that I continue to go back to and continue to play because they do things the right way. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this helped you out, make sure to subscribe. We've got a lot more RPG content on the horizon, and I hope to see you guys there. Let me know in the comments, what are you most excited about in the Thralls of Twilight update?